Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mario Pichardo. Welcome to another episode of Methods. I haven't posted anything in a while, so yeah, sorry about that, guys. But you know what? Let's just jump straight into it. Let's not waste any time at all. My name is Mario Pichardo for the uninitiated. Methods is a podcast where we make episodes and we kind of just pump them out there. There isn't really a set schedule or anything like that. I can just talk and we see where the conversation goes. If there's any topics you guys would like to hear about or anything like that, let me know in the comments section down below. Now, so I got a new iPad a little while ago. I've been using it. It's actually, see, I never thought you'd need one because, see, the iPad is, uh, it's definitely the kind of tool that's, you're always like, well, do I really need one of these? And the answer is most likely no, you don't. But I got one anyway because I said, you know what, screw it. Let me just do this. Uh, I was writing a book and I was like, this is perfect for me to write when I'm at work and stuff like that. So for me, it worked out really well. Uh, so as I was writing, I came up with a kind of I have a formula going here. I have the book split out into different subjects, different parts. Right now, I'm still writing part two. So for the uninitiated, I don't think I told you guys yet. So I'm writing a book. It's split up into three parts. There's an autobiographical part. The second part is all of these things that I've learned when I was in school. The third part is applying the stuff that I learned. So I kind of have it split out in a way where you get to learn a little bit about me and things that I've learned along my life. Part two is that are those things in more detail, and then part three is how to apply all the things that we've learned, that I've learned in part one and part two. So I like how it's coming together. There are parts, and when you write a book, right, there are parts where it's hard, because you don't know how you should be writing it. You don't know what ought to go where, um, what sounds best. A lot of the times you write something down and it looks like crap, and you say to yourself, well, shoot, this looks like crap. Uh, what can I do to fix this to maybe make it a little bit better? Because this, for to be honest, it just sucks. Um, that's part of the process. When you start anything, look, I'm starting to also learn how to draw. My drawings are really bad. I'm trying to do a lot of things, and they're all coming out pretty bad. Um, but that's fine. It just takes time. The more time you put in, the better you get. Uh, So if you guys are starting anything new, don't feel discouraged. You keep working on it, keep going. Eventually, you make progress. Eventually, you start to see some boons from your effort. Uh, so that's kind of where I'm at now. This is a project that I've been working on for a couple of years now. Actually, it was my senior year of high school where I really sat down and said, "I'm going to do this." It's been a couple of years since then, and it's coming together now. So I was like, all right, I do want to do this. I got the iPad. Let's go. Um, so that's progressing. Um, One of the things that I got really hung up on in school was this idea of always needing to um, write, or always needing to uh, know everything that there was to know about a subject before I started. And I think that really screwed me up. I spent a lot of time saying, oh, let me learn this, let me do that. And it really ended up putting me behind, I think. I think I should have spent more time just doing the very things that I said I would do, as opposed to um, just trying to gather everything up. Because eventually what I found is, well, no, I'm really just procrastinating. Telling myself that I have to read all these books and then nothing ever gets done. And then you're like, damn, I didn't get anything done. And then that kind of just becomes your life. And you're kind of just like, well, shit. So, for everybody who's out there is listening, it's, life is really is what you make of it. If you want to live a good life, You have to take it into your own hands, and that's hard. It's hard to take responsibility to do things that you don't usually do. For me, just to sit here and to make this video, it takes a little bit of effort. You got to turn the thing on, you got to do the thing, you got to get ready. Hey, you have no subscribers. It's a bit of a process. It is a bit of a process. Listen, there are days when I'm like, I don't know if anybody's going to be listening. I don't know if anybody's going to hear this for a long time. There might be no one who ever ends up checking it out. And that's a fact, and that's just something you roll with. Where you start from nothing. You just keep going, and you just keep seeing, you see what happens, and you roll from there. I never it's definitely demotivating to see you put a video out there, no one checks it out, especially given the content of whatever your video is. I mean, if you're making videos and they're just about politics on YouTube right now, that means you're going to get a lot less publicity unless people share your stuff on social media. But if no one's watching to begin with, you're really screwed because, well, there's no one to check your stuff out. If you try to post or do stuff somewhere else, like let's say you try to go to another platform, well, there aren't that many people. Everybody's on YouTube, so you kind of have to coalesce. You kind of have to conform to some standard there, which is what YouTube wants. They don't want you talking about certain things for political reasons. That's really unfortunate. YouTube used to be a different place, but it's for sure it's not as easy as it used to be to create content, to put stuff out there. But this is just this is how things are. So I'm sitting here, I'm working on this book, and it's coming along. I put in, it's funny how much progress you can make if you just put in like just an hour a day, how far you can get along with something. I've also started to, I bought a Udemy course, actually. It's about drawing characters, because after playing Steins Gate, if any of you know what that is, it's a visual novel, also adapted into an anime. And I enjoyed it so much. I was like, wow, I want to be able to tell a story like this. So I decided to buy a course, try to learn how to draw characters, and make my own visual novel. So hopefully that comes out for you guys in a couple of years down the line. If you guys are interested, not everybody's interested in that kind of thing. But sometimes, and I was thinking about that too. I think we as people can find a medium or find some kind of thing that we can resonate with. Like someone who watches a lot of movies or someone who watches a lot of YouTube. Most kids nowadays want to be YouTubers, probably because, hey, that's where they get their media. That's where they see these other kids behind cameras just making videos and posting them and getting viewers and doing that whole shtick. So, and then because that's what you're exposed to so much, I mean, of course, man, you're going to want to do that. Of course you're going to want to do that. You're seeing that all the time. So you see this society of kids who want to go out and be YouTubers, and of course they do. You see other people who want to make games because they play a lot of games. And you see people wanting to get into the stuff that they enjoy. And it makes sense, right? I mean, of course, you if you like playing games all the time, you want to make games. You got to be cool. You get to design your own kind of mix and match all the best things that you've learned about gaming, for example. It sounds fun. It sounds awesome. The other shtick with that, is and that's good too. I mean, you want to do something that you're passionate about. You want to do something that's fun, something that's exciting. Uh, but there's a lot to learn there. Like, you want to be an artist? Okay, great. There's a lot of competition there. You got to do something unique. And even before that, just learning how to do the discipline, learning how to be an artist it takes time. That kind of thing takes time. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot. It can take a lot out of you. And I think uh, for upcoming generations that get a lot of instant gratification through social media, I don't think that a lot of people are prepared for what that really means. That means a lot of time. It means doing it, especially when you'd rather watch Netflix or YouTube or play a game. It means consciously deciding not to do those things so that you can sit there and work on your drawing or work on your artistic skills, work on your development skills, or whatever your shtick is. And that sense of meaning derived from, putting the time in to get good at something is, I think is something that a lot of people unfortunately aren't seeing, because so many things because it's so easy to get distracted, because there's so many forms of entertainment and they're so easy to get to. I mean, you can literally just tap on an app and have access to hundreds of movies, videos tailored to whatever you like. Sometimes I wonder, hey, am I doing too much? Am I trying to do too much right now? Because I'm trying to learn how to draw. I'm trying to learn Japanese. I'm trying to write this book. I'm also trying to do my online e-commerce business. Find the time to work out. Also do a 9 to 5, an 8 to 5 really. And then also find time to hang out with friends and family. Yeah, you don't get a lot. You don't get a lot of that time. So you really got to cram. You really got to say, okay, well, I want to do this. I want to do this. And it's not easy. I think graduating from school, like graduating from college or high school and going out into the real world, you really start to see, okay, hey, things are definitely more difficult than what people lead on, because kids, particularly nowadays, they're coddled in school. They don't deal with the repercussions because either your parents get involved or the teachers are just used to coddling you. But in truth, the experience there is not like real life at all. Because in the real world, if you're hungry, if you're starving, if you you end up realizing really quick that there's not a lot of places you can go. You have to hope that someone else, especially if you're a guy, right? There's not really shelters for men, not nearly as many as women. But you realize really quickly things are hard, and yeah, you might actually have to live on the street. Maybe you have a good buddy who's willing to let you, whose parents are willing to let you stay over. for a little while to get you back on your feet, but you realize really quick, oh, I actually have to work, because if I don't work, I'm not gonna. I can actually be homeless. I can actually be begging on the street. If I don't learn a skill, if I don't get good at something, I could actually be a beggar right now. Having to take showers in public bathrooms. Life can be tough, and that's really, it can be really tough. And I don't think that it helps people that we are uh unfortunately first world, where you have access to so much entertainment, so that you don't even really feel the repercussions of not maintaining relationships, not being honest, not being good at relationships. Because I think people will go behind the wall of social media, games, movies, TV, everything, and use that as sort of a crutch to constantly distract yourself so you don't have to feel lonely, alone, deal with these real human feelings and concerns. Because I'll tell you, I get them for sure. For sure, I feel that. I pulled back for a little while. You know what I was doing the other day? I was watching movies. Um, and I stopped for a second. I just asked myself, I was like, is this really what I'm going to do? I said, shouldn't I be working on my business right now? What happens if I just keep doing this? And then I said, well, then this is all I'll ever have. This is all I'll ever enjoy if I don't work on my own circumstances, work on building up my business, posting videos, working on this book. Important things. But then that's also when something else hit me. It's about making, creating value for other people. And I was thinking about that. I was like, it really is about creating value. I mean, that whole idea of money, or that whole idea of status that you get in society. Well, how do you get that? Well, you get it by giving value, man. You want more notoriety? You want more fame? Give more value. Dish more out there for people. Now, if you want to be noble, do the right thing. Do things. Go out there and start doing things that will actually help people. Unfortunately, though, that's not really where the market tends to go. It tends to go towards entertainment. In a lot of ways, not every way, obviously, but in a lot of ways, it tends to go towards entertainment. But look, I'd like to think that everybody has a skill, some sort of skill that's marketable, some sort of skill that is, or you can learn the skill that can really really bolster you, pick you up. Make another $10,000, make another $5,000. And look, it's not that it's about money, because I was thinking about this too. You don't have to be rich to be happy. You really, really don't. And not everyone has to have their own business. Not everyone needs to be, uh, a well-off person. Not everybody needs to even be their own boss. That's not for everyone. And that's totally fine. Some people are doing just fine the way they are, where they are. And that's totally good. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, really? I mean, I guess it depends. Are you Christian? Are you atheist? But whatever your shtick is, let's say, uh, the meaning that you find in life is going to come from whatever you decide to focus on, like whatever your blueprint is. Like, what are your expectations out of life? And if you're meeting those or if you're not. And a lot of the time, I think that if we ask ourselves, well, why do I want to have $1,000,000? And you keep asking yourself why. Well, I want $1,000,000 so that I can buy, uh, you know, my mom this super nice house. Okay, well, why do I want to do that? Because I love her. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. You start to see, well, are there other ways that I can love her? Well, yeah, I guess, wait, maybe I don't have to get the $1,000,000 then. I mean, maybe I can show her that I love her some other way. Oh, I can. Oh, well, there you go. Huh, interesting. Because I think a lot of things we can always trace back to our emotions and things that we wanted to achieve, things that we wanted to have that maybe we didn't get a chance to have. Maybe we feel like we need to do something extraordinary to be worthy of something like love, or maybe there's fear. Fear associated with failing, and that failure would mean that we're not worthy of love, of being cared for. So sometimes I think that what bogs us down is we create these artificial goals for ourselves, whether they're because of what we see in society and movies or in TV, even without knowing it sometimes. And that blocks us from being able to really do something or be effective in some way. Uh, and that can really damage, I think, our livelihoods. Listen, you only get one life. There's no redo. This is kind of it. When Jesus comes back, things will be different. But this is really it until that point. I mean, you don't get a second shot. So, whatever your focus is on, whatever you're trying to be, whatever you're trying to do, now's your chance. Now's your shot. Take it. And it's not easy. Not trying to say that it is easy. Hello, I'll tell you right now, there's always going to be days where you don't want to do something. That's always going to happen. Prepare for that now. There will always be days, and it's not going to get easy. It gets a little easier, but it becomes even easier to fall back into an old routine. So it's a constant fight. I guarantee it. It's a constant fight. But for some people, they're not looking for money. Some people, they're looking for a better relationship with their kids, but they're afraid. A better relationship with their spouse, but they're afraid to be open and honest. Some people don't understand why their wives are treating them some way or somehow. Well, I can recommend you definitely read Corey Wayne's The 3% Man, if that's you. Definitely the best book I've read on the subject by far. Absolutely worth the read. But for a lot of people, they're not looking for money. They don't want the money. They're trying to get love. Trying to know that they're worth something. For the men out there, they want to have something to strive for, a purpose. For the women out there, more relationship oriented, to each their own. Looking to build and focus on those relationships and building and making them stronger. All right, guys, that's all we'll cover today. If you guys liked this episode, give me your comments, give me your feedback down below. Let me know what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. But with that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Everyone, take it easy. Peace.